Welcome to the Success Journey Show. Let's travel together through the lives of individuals on the road to success.
Hey, what's going on, world? We are back with you for another episode of the Success Journey Show, man. We're so glad to be with you another week, another day, man. And I'm just so excited, man. Man, that's my new word now. So excited, so excited. This is your host, Ricky Venters. I'm here with my co-host, Marlon Madden. Marlon, what's good, man?
I'm chilling, brother. I'm chilling. Literally chilling, man. As you know, I moved over here in July from California. And in California, they're having some probably 70s right now or something like that. And over here, we got in the 30s.
Man. I don't even want to hear it, man.
I know, man.
Don't even want to hear no 70 degrees, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I see some of my friends, they're showing me pictures. They're in shorts and just relaxing, looking like they're ready to go to the beach. And I'm over here bundling up.
Yeah, I had to go buy a new coat, man. I was out there in these little light coats, and last week, man, the temperature dropped like 30-something degrees one night, and I was out there in this little coat. I'm like, yo, dude, this is the last day I'm out here in this small coat and no hat. Like, so I went and got Nicole, my wife. She actually went and got me them old Eskimo type hats, the ones that cover your ears and everything. Everything is all man furry. So I've been rocking that joint hard. Rocking it hard. People are like, oh, it's not that cold. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not doing the cold, man. Nah, that's what's up, man. I mean, I had a little a taste of the cold last night, man.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about it, Rick.
Man. So, world, man, I put my goal out there a few weeks ago. I'm really trying to get into the Spartan race and everything. One of the challenges that I have is when the weather changes, my immune system kind of gets impacted with asthma and all that kind of stuff. So it takes it's longer for me to build up the endurance that I need, right? So I'm being committed to just the routine, man. And I went to the gym, worked out, and I'm being a good husband, right? So I went and got my wife's car. I said, I'm gonna make sure she has gas in her car. So I'm gonna drive her car to the gym, boom, fill it up with gas. That way in the morning, since it's so cold, she can just jump in the car, boom, 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 and she can be to work, right? But the thing is different. My car and her car, her headlights, you got to turn off manually. I got a little bougie. My headlights are all automatic now.
Say it again. You got what?
I'm a little bougie now. I don't know the last time I turned off headlights, in the car,
Yeah.
Or turned them on, So I go into the gym, boom. I'm in there for like an hour, doing some cardio, doing some light stuff. And I'm walking outside and you should have seen me. Like I see the headlights on. And I start running towards the car
like you can change it.
Yeah, like I can change it within those 2 seconds, right? Ain't nothing gonna change. I went to go start the car. Car was dead. So I'm sitting out there calling my wife. I was like, "Yo, you gotta come get me." She's knocked out, sleep. I'm like 2 miles away from the house. Long story short, I had to walk home. Went back out, brought my other car back out there, tried to jump it. Stayed out there for an hour, didn't jump. Had to get back up at like 4:00 this morning. Tried to do the same thing again, didn't work. Ended up having to wait until the store opened up this morning to get a new battery. And probably around 9:00, man, I was on my way. But, being out there in the cold definitely did not help this whole process because my hands were frozen by the time I got done with all this. So,
man,
but yeah, just a taste, man. When you're trying to get to success, man, the things you got to go through,
I hear you. The moral of that story, what I heard is don't get your wife's car and put gas in it, or you're going to get stranded. That's all I got from that story, man.
Yeah. That thought went through my head. Like, man, I'm trying to do a good thing, man. Look what happened to me,
man. Hey, let's get into it, man. Hey, tonight I am excited. Ricky's word. I am excited because we have on here Talii. She was born and raised in Orlando, Florida, and she has 2 singles out. But you know what? I think she could tell it better than I can. So we have on the mic none other than Talii. Talii, what's going on?
Hello.
Hey.
Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Talii. Where you from, how you started in this music business.
Oh man, I grew up doing music. I was born and raised in Central Florida, and I've done music since I was like old enough to walk around and talk.
Okay.
And mostly because like I grew up in a very musically inclined family, and my dad sang and played piano, and like my uncles and my cousins. And so everyone was like really into music, and singing is kind of, I guess, in my blood on my dad's side.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been doing it for years.
Okay, I hear that. Hey, a lot of people hear people talk about it, but they like people that are about it. So what I want to do right now is play your first single, Lost, and let the people hear what you got. All right?
Not the whole thing. We're gonna play a clip. That's it.
We'll play a clip.
Give them a taste.
Give them a taste. If they gotta go, on iTunes. When they love it, they gotta go on iTunes or all the platforms and buy that thing. All right.
Yeah.
Lost.
I'm driving blindness to my train. Lost in the deepest parts of my brain. I'm locked in on nothing. You took a part of what I got. I'm high off of something, almost forgot about us. I gave all of me, blackness in your sheets. Left my love behind. I lost my life in you.
That was hot. She's been singing since she was 3. And that proves it right there. Lost. She has another single, but we're going to play it later down in the segment so you guys can hear. Yep, definitely.
Sweet.
So did I hear you doing the background vocals? Is that you?
Yes. In the hook part.
Yeah.
We did that and just kind of manipulated the sound and stuff to make it sound cool and different.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love the style, man. I love your style.
Thank you.
Now we got to really break this down for our listeners, because everyone hears music. Everyone wants to jump on iTunes and download. There's so much music around. Everyone got at least GarageBand on their laptops. So people try to curate music. It's crazy right now. It's so accessible. You don't got to go everyone doesn't have to go into a studio like it was in the past. It's easily accessible. But tell us about the process. So you start singing. You've been singing for all these years. When did you realize, I really want to start, doing a project? Because that's different than just singing, here and there.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I really wanted to pursue it as a career and really take it seriously until I was a little bit older. I mean, I was 12 when I started recording in the studio, but I didn't want to take it like super seriously as a career because it was kind of, just not discouraged, but my mom's like, you got to go to school, go to college, get your degree, and then you can work on music. But traditionally, like, but I was, like college never really like called to me or anything like that. But as a young age, it was always music. And even though I recorded since I was 12, like I didn't really try to make it my career until I was about 17. And I started recording with a producer, and I ended up meeting my husband now and having a baby and getting pregnant and like never doing anything with any of those songs. So it's actually a blessing in disguise, like I was finally getting on my career or whatever. And then bam, it's like you almost have this project. And now you don't have it anymore because life took a whole different change. But it was great because during that time, I learned so much about myself. I grew. And I feel like I developed my own sound and like my own artistry and really like put 110% into it. And just in 2016, like the end of 2016, is when I started really working with the team that I'm with now, DNA Music Group.
Okay.
And they're a local independent camp. And yeah, I've been working with them for the past couple of years, and they helped me really take my artistry to the next level. And not go from just I'm playing songs in my room and writing things to I'm now singing those songs in front of people, and now they're turning into records and, becoming something that I've only dreamt about when I was a kid and imagined in my head. So now it's like actually happening.
Okay.
And this year putting out, my first song ever and second one now, that it's been out in November. It's just like mind blowing to see the response and to literally see like my childhood dreams coming to fruition, even though it's just beginning and it's still in the small stages. It's still freaking crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, tell me about because, I don't want to blow Rick and I a horn. We've written songs and performed songs before. And I know when you write songs, sometimes it's hard for you to write different kind of feel of songs because you're the person writing it. Tell us about because Lost and Mouth, what they're going to hear later, they have two different kind of feels. Did you write both of those songs?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
We actually wrote both of those songs in 2 days.
Oh, wow.
And we completed the first song the first day. And then the second day, we came back in and we had, so much time since we were pretty much done with Lost. And we just started Mouth from scratch.
Okay.
It was the process for that song was something that I had not really experienced a lot before because the track wasn't even made. Like the producer, he goes by G Blizz. He's incredible. Like him and I have crazy like musical chemistry. And I think that's why these songs just happened the way that they did. But he was like creating the beat and had just came up with the percussion, just like a very simple drum beat. And once I heard the tempo and stuff, I started writing. I don't know why, but I just started writing, even though it had no key or anything yet. Yeah. And as soon as he started playing his guitar and like coming up with the track, it literally matched exactly what I was writing.
Wow.
It blew my mind. We got the track done and written in 45 minutes.
You've been listening to the Success Journey Show. You can check us out on our social media on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Also on our website, thesuccessjourneyshow.com. Enjoy the rest of the show.
And like the mindset, I don't know, like I write from personal feelings and emotions and experiences and stuff, but I also draw a lot from imagination.
Okay.
I'm very much of a daydreamer kind of person and get lost in thought all the time. So I have a big imagination and I go based on feeling. So if I hear something and I kind of try and like close my eyes and think, how does this make me feel? Yeah. And if I imagine something or an image or something, I'll start to write based off of that image or that feeling, even though it's not necessarily the feeling that I may be currently experiencing in my life.
Okay.
Now you said some key stuff in there, man, and I do not want people to overlook it. And you keep saying the word we. You keep saying the word we. You keep saying I have an awesome team, and it's like. Talk about that a little bit more for us, because a lot of people they see the music and they think it's about them, and it's me on the track and it's me doing this stuff and I'm doing this, but you're talking about a producer, you're talking about just your team in general, that helps pull everything together. Talk about how important it is just to have that support system, and not just the support system, but people that understand who you are and that can bring the best out of you.
Yes, that's probably the biggest piece to the whole puzzle, I think, and what kind of makes or breaks it. A lot of people think like, I can do this on my own, and you definitely can. There's a lot of people who wear hats and they produce really well, and they also songwrite and they know how to mix their own stuff. Like those kind of people, they're rare, but they exist, and it's like really dope. But it also helps to have people that are very, very good in their niche and what they do, and and they support you and genuinely care about you. And it's just everyone has their job and they're really good at it, and that's what they focus on. And so you do nothing but focus on your art and what you're good at. Like you don't have to worry about marketing yourself or having to schedule all this stuff and, you know, how am I going to do a photo shoot and this, and this, you know what I mean? Yeah. And like before I met them, I honestly was in like a super low place, and I kind of felt like I wanted to give up on music just because, like, you know, I've been doing it for so long. Like people, you know, probably saw me pop out of nowhere on Instagram and was like, oh, where'd this girl come from? Like she, you know, but I've literally been writing music, recording music, performing at open mics and all this kind of stuff since I was really, really young, and been told no and told that you're a good writer, but your voice isn't that good, so you're not going to be a singer. Like I've been, you know, like pushed in a corner, and like I really wanted to give up. But my husband, he bought me all this equipment. He was like, you're not going to give up on music.
Love it.
And I literally just like cried one day and prayed to God. I'm like, I need help. I want to do this by myself and learn how to produce and all this stuff, but I need help. I want like a team of people who we can support each other, and we have a goal, and we work together as a family and can do this. And, you know, really take it to the next level. Like I want it so bad.
Okay.
And literally probably 3 or 4 weeks later, I got a random message on Instagram of the DNA music group that I now work with. They emailed or messaged me on Instagram and were like hitting me up like, hey, let's get in the studio, let's work. But they didn't have that much for me to look at, you know, as far as like Instagram wise or anything. So I kind of like blew it off. I'm like, oh no, it's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
But for like 6 months, like I didn't like go over there or anything. And they ended up kept reaching back out to me. And I ended up going over there and working with them, and we clicked super instantly. And within probably like 4 months later, we had started to record our first like original song together.
Okay.
And from then on, the relationship just, you know, developed and grew. And it's a very small, like close knit team, but man, we really do have taken everything to the next level, and I couldn't have done it without them. And everybody involved. Yeah. So would you
say that one of your motivators is your husband, and how that support system you have? Because what we're trying to promote on this podcast is that we're trying to be somebody's teammate. Mm-hmm. A lot of times people want to be the person in the spotlight, but the person in the spotlight always needs that person that's willing to be behind them, that when they have a bad day, they're the person that says, hey, I got you. So would you say your husband is the person that does that for you?
150,000%.
Definitely.
Without a doubt, he supports me and pushes me more than sometimes on days where I don't even support and push myself. And it's, you know, he was like the kind of push on the domino that started the effect of all this stuff kind of coming to fruition and happening. Because I think if I was in that same place and not had someone like him as supportive of my music and my career, like I wouldn't be here at this point, like actually seeing the, you know, rewards of all the hard work and everything like that. So he's like definitely like my motivator, my everything when it comes to music, but in life in general, but especially music. He loves my music just as much as I love my music. And I've never had a supportive partner like that before.
Wow. Man. Tell us about the because you're talking about the creative side, you're talking about the motivators and stuff like that. But tell us about the business side of music, because a lot of people, what they see is just like you said, they saw you pop up on Instagram, they see somebody taking some glamorous pictures, a beautiful song coming out that's on iTunes, that's on all the different platforms. They don't understand the business side of it and the hard work and dedication it takes. Just break that down for them a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot. And the crazy thing is I've barely touched the surface of what I think the music business is, but it's changed so much now than I think people's perception of what the music business is, like as it was. Now it's so different because of what you said, like it's so accessible and it's very easy to make your own song and put it on SoundCloud or use DistroKid and put it on all the streaming platforms. So it's changing so much to where you can make it and succeed as an individual, an independent entity from like the major, labels and stuff like that. And granted, like there's still the major labels that will come out and try and like, find you and stuff, but you can do all that stuff on your own. So like you still have to promote yourself and market yourself and talk to people and network and make sure you're going out, in your city or your town, and you're performing and you're meeting other people and supporting other people's performances. And, networking is like a huge thing. And, when you have a team and you each have your little like social, community, it like definitely helps a lot. And like my manager, Stephanie, we just started working together earlier this year, and she's incredible. And when it comes to business, like that woman is on her P's and Q's. Okay. And like, so it helps to have somebody in that position that can handle, as far as like an artist standpoint, like for people who are listening who want to be an artist, it's great to know, like, the business side and be able to make those decisions, but to have somebody who really knows the ins and outs and able to make those kind of decisions for you, it really helps a lot, and has those kind of connections to, place your name here and there and put your sound into other people's ears. And it's very much about like networking, getting out there. I think that's like the biggest thing when it comes to the business side. And, because you can remain independent. Like you don't necessarily have to go and ship your song out to an A&R or anything like that anymore.
Okay. So tell me this, Talii. You got your song out, your first song out, Lost. You got your second song out, Mouth. And, you're listening to it on iTunes or whatever other platform that you want to listen to, Google Play and all those things. What is the feelings that are going through you when you're listening to the songs?
Oh man. Now that like the songs are out, yes, and hearing them and just seeing other people listen to them and mouth out the words in a little Instagram video or a dance to my songs. Like a lot of people dance to it. Wow. And that, like, I'll never forget opening the first video of this girl all the way in. She lives in Las Vegas. Never met her before in my life, but she did this beautiful choreography to my song. Like the day it came out, she listened to it so much that she danced to it. Wow. And it was just like that, there's really no words to like describe it. Like 14-year-old me is like screaming on the inside because it's an incredible feeling. Man. And to hear the songs that I wrote and are now out into the world, it's like
it's crazy. They because you said, sorry, Bob, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
it's okay.
They when I asked you that question to really set you up, really, I was setting you up for the second question. And the second question is, knowing that feeling that you have now, tell us about the times when you were getting ready to break down, when you were told that, you weren't going to be able to make it, when you were, looking at it like, man, how am I going to push through it? Like, how much more, like, when you look back at those times now, how do they make you feel?
I feel like in those times, and I've had a lot of those times.
Oh yeah, you can have many more.
Yeah, so I think you don't want to do this anymore, and you're like just over it, Yeah. And I feel like at those moments, I don't know, like I've got like I don't even know how to like explain all of this stuff. I feel like during like those moments, even though it's really hard, and I very much felt like I could walk away from all these things that brought me joy and made me happy just because of that like feeling. When I look back on it, I feel like I needed those times. And I needed to struggle and to like, hurt and go through all that stuff and pick myself back up and, see that I've actually grown and been able to evolve over the time. Cause like, I feel like all those moments, when I do look back over the grand scheme of things, they all led me to something else. And every wrong turn or closed door or whatever, there definitely is, it opens more doors and, a window or something. Like, it always led me to the proper place that I needed to be. So at the end of the day, looking back, even though at those moments I was broken, there's a lot of moments where I was straight up just broke. And I didn't know if I was ever going to be able to fix myself. And I'm grateful for that. And it's given me perspective, and it has, I feel made me more of a kind person, because I understand what other human beings go through and could go through and will go through. Yeah. And so I'm grateful for all that stuff. And it's made me want this even more, I think, now.
Thank you for listening to the Success Journey Show. Please follow us on our social media on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at The Success Journey Show. Also, check out our website at thesuccessjourneyshow.com. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Now I'm gonna put you on the spot. I got to put you on the spot with this, because what I need for you, when you're saying some things that are so touching right now, man, and a lot of people are going through this, and I just need for you, if you can, if you can, that's perfectly fine. But if you can, I need you to paint the picture of when you're saying that you did not want to, you want to give up. Does that mean, you didn't want to go in the studio that day? I mean, you just want to lay in bed that day? I mean, you didn't want to go out of the house? Does that mean that you couldn't, what does that look like? Because there's someone out there, I don't want them to miss that. Okay, her not wanting to go through is different than me not wanting to go through. I need them to see we're all the same. We all are facing these same adversities. So if you can, that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've struggled with, mental illness for a little while now, and probably since I was about 14 or 15. I was just, I thought it was just depression, but later got diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Okay. And going through something like that, and being somebody who's quite private about their emotions, because I've been called, sensitive and blah, 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 that my life. So it's something that I hide and hold back. When you hit a low point like that, and somebody like me, and I know a lot of people have gone through depression, and a lot of people deal with anxiety and, and all this kind of stuff that really puts them in this place of when you're in that mindset, it's your true self doesn't really come through. You're blocked with all of this, this loud voice in your head, just screaming all this negative stuff. And it's on those days where I just didn't want to do anything. I literally didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to touch my guitar or my piano or even sing. You would know if I'm not in a good mood because I wasn't singing when I usually sing in the house randomly for no reason. And so it's on those days, it's nothing. I didn't care about anything. Any of the beautiful stuff that made me happy, I didn't care, because I didn't want to. And the days where I didn't want to go to the studio, it wasn't just I don't feel like going to the studio. It was the thought of going to the studio made my heart sink and made me feel physically full of anxiety, to the point where I was shaking and crying. And I don't know, going through stuff like that and having to battle that kind of stuff, but also not wanting to, constantly be telling people, hey, I'm having a bad day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It makes you feel quite isolated and stuff. So it was on those times where I did feel broken and wanted to give up, it was a very dark place in my head that I felt it took me a while to kind of crawl out from. And it's still, a struggle, but I don't know, man. I'm thankful for it at the end of the day, because I know a lot of people who's gone through hell and back, but they're some of the most beautiful, kind, intelligent human beings ever. And I feel I was given this for a reason. Correct. And so, yeah, I try to fuel it. Once I feel better, I try to take everything I was going through and just mush it into music or art or some kind of expression.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Rick, I am happy that you asked those two questions, because a lot of people need to hear this. A lot of people need to hear about the adversities that people go through, because when they hear that music, just like we said, they're just thinking like, oh, this person right here, man, they're right. No, they have so much going for themselves. Oh man, I wish I was them. I wish I was them. I wish I was them. But they don't see when that person is in that, what, like you explained, Talii, that dark spot that you didn't want to eat. You didn't want to get up. And it's because you had a teammate. It's because you had, you also took it upon yourself to say, hey, let's push yourselves along with your teammates to get with, to the spot you are. So what I want to do is just introduce them to the single that's currently out called Mouth. All the dark place, all the adversities, everything came through and came to this song right here. And I want you to listen to a little snippet. Once again, when you guys hear this, I want you guys, after you hear the little snippet, to go on all the platforms, iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever, and pick up this song right here, Mouth.
Just a little bit longer till I'm all up on you. I can't keep my hands to myself. Waiting long is bad for my health. Baby, you got that. You got exactly what I need. Something's thrown off my inner peace, but you carry the remedy. Time is running out, no time for talking. There's other ways to use your mouth. Time is running out, a little less talking. There's other ways to use your mouth. A little less talking.
All right, that was Mouth right there. Hey, I know it had a different feel from Lost, but that song is awesome. I really love it. I love it.
Thank you.
I love it.
Yeah, it's definitely more funky than
yes,
Lost.
it is. It is. Yeah. It's funky. With the first time I played it, I think I played that song. I was driving to the gym. I got it. Well, I got it the night before, the time, as soon as it came out that night. I listened to I pre-ordered it actually. So I got it. I listened to it. And then I went to the gym and I played it. I think it was on because it's on repeat like the whole time. Just going through. Yeah. The song it's just the funky just dropped, you know what I'm saying? It's nice. I love the groove.
The only problem I have with the song is that it's only 2 minutes and 55 seconds. I'm like, no, I want more. I need more. No, this is good. No, I love it. I absolutely love it, man. Like I was telling Marlon, man, just the sound, and that unique sound, we're in a day and age where most people, this sound alike, and and it's like, okay, where is that music at? That music that really like perks your ears, that music that speaks like down to your soul, where you can hear the musicianship all throughout the lyrics, all throughout the chords, all throughout, all that stuff, And when Marlon was like, yo, Rick, you got to listen to this joint. And I played it for the first time. I was like, yes. Then for the first couple words, once a beat dropped, I was like, oh shoot, yeah, this is nice right here. Let my wife listen to it. She was like, oh yeah, this is good. Who is this? And I was like, yeah, we're gonna have her on the podcast. But yeah, this is what's up. I mean, I encourage you, man, just keep doing this, man. Like really putting this out in the world, because the world needs to hear this.
Definitely. So hey, let me tell you a story, man. Talii. So when I was setting up this interview, I spoke to your husband. For the world that, they're going to figure out later, I know your husband. So I, him and I, good friends. We're brothers forever. And we'll have him on the show another time where he can explain, you know what I'm saying? Him being that good husband. But he didn't leave the lights on though. Yeah. So he was explaining to me, that networking that you're talking about, that when you're singing in Orlando, you're singing at some festival or something like that, that he would literally take your card, and he would just go through the whole crowd and say, hey, here's a card. And some people will be looking at him weird, and he'll say like, hey, listen, after she sings, you're going to want to have this card. So go ahead and take it from me right now. Take my word for it. Amen. I'm telling you, you need that kind of teammate. You definitely need that kind of teammate. Yeah, man.
He puts his selling hat on. This man can sell like shoes to somebody who has all the shoes in the world. Like,
yeah. I know.
Yeah, he can literally sell anything. And yeah, when it comes to me doing shows, everybody in the entire place, even if they've got a card twice, he gives them another one. Like, they all know who's on stage.
Yeah. That's what's up. So, Talii, tell us what's next. You know, I mean, you don't have to let any secrets out the bag, but you know, what gets you to wake up every morning now? You know, now this project is out. You know, what's the next move? What's the next milestone? What could be part of this project or another one? You know, what are you looking at?
I really want to put out like a full EP or an album. Probably an EP is going to be like the first step, but yeah, after these like first two singles, I think we're gonna plan to release a couple more. But I definitely want to put out a project like soon, because I just, you know, I was thinking singles for a while in my mind, and now my brain just kind of shifted to like, I want to put out my first body of work. So now I've been kind of thinking about, you know, what songs I want to include on it, and we're still in the process of making new music. And this weekend we have a writing camp going on. The two producers, one of them that produced Mouth and Lost, G Blizz, he's coming to Orlando, and along with another producer who goes by Faces.
Okay.
And we're doing like a little 3-day writing camp and just going in the studio for 8 hours each day and making as much music as we possibly can in 3 days.
Oh, that's gonna be nice.
So
that's gonna be nice.
I'm super hype, and yeah, I'm sure we're gonna come up with even more like awesome music. So I'm really excited, and definitely a project is like next step, and I feel like that's gonna be the thing that kind of like, you know, like solidifies my spot in the music world. I think it'll be like that first like real big step into the big dogs.
Definitely, man. I am so happy that we got you on here and we are able to talk to you. Don't forget us little people. When you get there, because I not when, not if, when you get there, because I'm telling you, as soon as that EP drop, I know Rick and I are definitely gonna be copping it, and we're gonna be pushing it too, because I believe the world needs to hear a real musician.
Thank you.
If you could go back and talk to your younger self now, like Ricky said, it's kind of almost the same line of questions, but if you could go back and talk to your younger self, knowing the feeling you got now that your 2 singles are out, you want to put out this EP, what would you tell your younger self through those adversities?
I think I would tell my younger self, definitely don't quit piano as young as I did. And like learn guitar way earlier instead of trying to teach myself at 18 on YouTube. And like
good old YouTube.
Yeah, for real. It was just a struggle. If I would have just taken it earlier, it'd been so much easier. But I would just tell myself, just don't give up. Keep going and try even harder. Like, don't just think of it as a dream or something that you can just do in your room. Like, really believe it's going to happen and you can do it. Because I feel like that belief, I always knew that this was something I wanted to do for my life. And I always imagined it in my head forever. But I don't think I ever told myself when I make it, or, you know what I mean? Like, I never really solidified that thought in my brain. Like, this is going to happen. And that was the one thing I think kind of missing in the whole belief aspect. It was all imagination instead of like really concrete, like belief. And I think I would just tell myself, you need to like believe with every single thing that you have that it's happening, not if, but when it happens. And
correct.
It's a real, you know, concrete physical thing. That would be probably the biggest advice I would say.
Man, Talii, man, you have like, oh my goodness, I'm sitting here like with chills, because like what you're saying, man, it's like there's so many people out there that have these questions, and they're in their a place in their journey where they want to give up, where, you know, they have not taking that dream and actually, really making something tangible for them. It's just something that's out there. And when you say, don't just let it be a dream. Let it be something real to you. Come out of your room, like just make it happen. That's powerful.
And timing too, trusting in the timing, because I thought, I'm going to make it when I'm 15. I'm going to, make it when I'm this age. And when I didn't and things weren't happening, or it wasn't where I thought I should be at that time, I got very discouraged, because I'm like, why not me? Why am I seeing everybody else at my age do something and make it, but it's not me? Wow. And I feel like now, if I this was my time, this is the time I'm supposed to be doing this. And if I didn't go through everything I went through, I wouldn't be who I am at this moment to be able to make the music I'm making and be the artist that I actually want to be. So trust in timing too, more than anything, because just because you're not making it now does not mean it's not going to happen. It's just not the time.
Yes. Hey, you what all that you're saying is what in our on our website, thesuccessjourneyshow.com, we talk about we have something we call our core value, the 4 Ds. We talk about dream, drive, discipline, and then diligence. And what I'm noticing from talking to you is that your whole makeup to why you're where you are, even though you had the bad time, you had a dream. You had the drive. In the drive, you had the team. You had everything. It took discipline, even though you had to learn piano and guitar later on, and also the diligence to keep on going with your dream. And it's such a beautiful thing. It's such a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Talii, we're not going to keep you, and we just want to thank you so much for just being our guest, man. You brought so much life to this podcast, and I know all the listeners that are out there, man, I know that you guys are sitting there. If you're like me, you're sitting there listening in your car, you're listening at home, you're listening at work, or while you're cooking dinner. I don't know where you are in a gym, but all those nuggets that she just dropped on you, don't just let them just sit out there in the oasis, man. Take those things, look at your dreams, look at, the things that, you've been blessed with, the talents, the gifts, whatever it may be, and really make those things, put those things into action, man. It's not going to happen tomorrow. We're not going to promise you that's going to happen tomorrow, but we will say, you got to get on the road, man. You got to get on the road, man. Start the process, start the journey. And as you walk, you start seeing things materialize. A lot of people wait for there to be a path. Oh, man, a lot of people wait for there to be a path in order to start walking. But people that are on this journey to success, they start walking before they even see the path. And as they're walking, the path is made clear to them. And I'm not going to take credit for just saying that. I got that from somebody a couple of weeks back, and I didn't know it was going to hit me right there, but I remembered it right there. But it resonated so much with me. We're always looking for something to always be made clear. Oh, man, I see it coming. In month 6, we're going to get this. And in 18 months, we're going to get this. No, that's not how it works. It's not how it works. All that matters is that you get on that road and you start walking, and every single day you take a step forward. Even when you get knocked down, you just keep taking a step. But one thing you don't do is that you never give up. You never look back and say, you know what, I give up. I'm throwing in a towel. No, you just keep pressing on every single day and keep giving it all that you got. Talii, we thank you so much. Before we let you go, what we need you to do, we need you to give us the information about your platform. Where can people find your music? Where can people find some more information about maybe engagements or gigs that are coming up? Whatever you have for the listeners out there.
Yeah, of course. So all of my social media is the same, and it's just Talii, Talii, and music, one word. And you can find all of my music on every single streaming platform: Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, Tidal, YouTube, everywhere that there's music. Yeah, you could find me. As long as you type in Talii, I should hopefully pop up. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Perfect.
Oh man, hey, thanks for coming out. Thank
you guys for having me.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, first time doing an interview.
Oh man,
really, man, you killed it.
Yeah.
You killed it. Yeah. This is gonna be the first of many. First is many. You're on your way. On your way.
It was an honor for you guys to be my first interview, and thank you for having this, because I feel like it's a very wonderful platform and a very wonderful just concept in general. And you guys are really making such a wonderful contribution to just the energy of the whole entire universe with what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Yes,
Definitely
I'm
appreciate
honored to be a part of it.
Thank you for being a part. Hey, everyone, you heard it. We come to the end of another show, but listen, we're going to end this show a little bit differently than we end the last few shows. We're going to play out a little bit more of Talii's music. But before we do that, I just want to remind you, go to our website, check out our other podcasts. Our website is thesuccessjourneyshow.com. You can also go to the Success Journey Show on Instagram, Facebook, as well as YouTube, and see and hear our previous guests, and also look forward to the guests that we have coming. Listen, we come to the end of another show. We thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week at the same time. All right, everyone, have a good one. Peace.
All right, one love.
Just a little bit longer till I'm all up on you. I can't keep my hands to myself. Waiting long is bad for my health. Baby, you got that. You got exactly what I need. Something's thrown off my inner peace, but you carry the